Haven't Seen It with Tim Sestito and Tommy Tevenet. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Thank you all so much for being here today. This is a podcast where one of us is watching a movie for the very first time. Today, that is myself. That is Tommy. We are sleeping with the enemy. Get it? Because it's the
Yeah.
title of the movie. You knew that because you clicked on this episode and listened to it. The 1991 Julia Roberts thriller. This is a movie that I feel like I remember my mom talking about. You know,
Yeah. This is like the
it
Parents Hall of Fame movie because I remember
this
this
feels like a
movie.
TNT classic.
Oh, this is
Also,
a movie like I would also like always like when like I was watching Seinfeld reruns on TBS. They'd be like, and at 8 o'clock, we're showing Sleeping with the Enemy. And I was always like, yeah, that seems like an adult movie. I don't want to watch that. It seems
that doesn't
boring.
seem fun. Where's Toy Story?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So, but here we are 30 years, 35 years later. This just celebrated its 35th anniversary earlier this month. So, we're covering this movie. It's an early Julia Roberts star vehicle, like right off of Pretty Woman, which is insane. Like, hey, let me just do like essentially just like a middle of the road thriller on the road.
well,
And this was,
it kind of falls in line with like the Colleen Hoover, Frida McFadden novels that are really popular right now. Like
Mhm.
With the Enemy was based off of a thriller based off of a novel, and this movie, it's just in like that long line of lineage, like these kind of like psycho thriller. Like I could just call it chick thrillers, right? Like this is what this genre of movie, the chick thriller, right? It's a woman in a bad situation, in a bad relationship, trying to escape, and then finding comfort in someone else while her ex-husband is hunting her down, right? Like that's the
yeah.
general premise of the
This
movie.
this made me think a lot of the, Housemaid, which is funny because that only came out 2 months ago, and that pretty much was playing the same kind of genre and space as this of just, like, the domestic suburban thriller. I like to call these yuppie thrillers, which was, like, a huge thing back in the day in the '90s, where, like, the pinnacle of yuppie thrillers has to be, Fatal Attraction, which we watched on the
Mhm.
podcast,
This
and
this doesn't ring the same to Fatal Attraction though to me. Like,
it's a little different. Fatal Attraction, I think, is a way better movie than this,
well,
without a
Fatal
doubt.
Attraction's also sexier. Like this movie isn't
Yeah.
sexy.
Not at all. In fact, it's, like, anti-sexy. The
Yeah.
chemistry between her and the love interest is just not there. But, like, we had movies like this at the time, like, there's, like, The Blank from Hell, where you had, um, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, which is The Nanny from Hell. You had Pacific Heights, which was Michael Keaton being the tenant from hell. And you had shit like The Crush, which was, like, Carrie Elwes is, like, terrorized by a 13-year-old Alicia Silverstone and stuff like that. And these movies, they're mostly junk, but they're just so entertaining. It was just a weird time frame where I feel like the
Well,
generation.
they're making a comeback now though. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah, and I'm
ends
all for it.
with us. Yeah, no, I've watched. I haven't seen The Housemaid yet, but I've watched It Ends With Us, which also kind of falls into this camp of storytelling. But
Mm,
it's hard for me to sit here as a man watching a movie and then say something is like that I can tell was not written with me in mind, or with to be like that doesn't make it good or make it bad. I just like
mm.
I had a fun time watching it, but I could kind of tell it wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and this was a movie that just, like, made bank. It made over $100 million. I mean, like we said, this was her follow-up to Pretty Woman. She just won her 2nd Golden Globe, and she's like, "I'm gonna do this." And I miss the era of Hollywood where a mid-budget movie just grossed so much money. I think The Housemaid, with it grossing as much as it did, I think it was around a similar budget as this. I think we're gonna get a comeback of those types of just, like,
Oh
2
yeah.
or 2 or 3-star vehicles that just like a thriller where, like, Pacific Heights is such a fun movie, for example, because it's just Michael Keaton terrorizing people in, like, just a normal thriller. And it's just like, "Okay, yeah, I wanna see that. I wanna see my A-listers, like, the Chris Hemsworth of the world or something like that in a movie like this would be
Well, you
fun."
can kind of tell that a lot of the budget went to Julia Roberts, and then
Oh, yeah.
some to Patrick Bergin, and then nothing to anybody else in the cast. They were just like they were concerned with getting her as the lead of this movie.
So much so that she was, like, 22 when this movie was shot, and she was the youngest actress to earn a seven-figure deal for a single performance. So, like you said, so, like, 7 figures. That was the majority of the budget right there. It's like, we got her A-list star. Because if this didn't have Julia Roberts in it, we would not be talking about this movie today. This would be forgotten.
No. No, which would hide an excellent Patrick Bergin performance
Yeah.
also, in that is in this movie. He is so like we will talk about the movie more in depth. Um,
That mustache, though,
uh, yeah.
first of
Oh,
all.
dude, we're gonna. If you don't think we're getting a tangent on on male actors with killer mustaches, you are mistaken. We are going down the rabbit hole. All right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So I mean, kind of like keeping in that class, with what have I seen recently? Because I have a couple of things I want to touch upon here in this segment.
Mm.
'Cause it's been a little bit. Been to the movie theaters 3 times since we've last recorded, and I wanna talk about what I saw. The first of which is Wuthering Heights, the Emily Bronte novel, the Emerald Fennell film starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. I saw it on Valentine's Day, and granted, I was maybe 5 Miller Lights in by the time I had taken my seat, okay?
That feels
Like,
like the way to see that movie.
yeah, yeah, and it was it was like, I think except for the front row, it was a completely sold out, Dolby theater, and I don't think it was good. Like, I don't think it was a good movie. Uh, it does, as Tina Fey says, it does take a sexually violent turn in the 3rd act. It certainly does. It's, like, got this sexual charged energy without really being more than PG,
Yeah,
which
because
is
there's
also
no
weird.
nudity in it, right? Like, at all?
None. I had a good time though. Like I had a good time watching the movie. But I mean, there's like controversies like what's the guy's name? The Jacob Elordi character that starts with an H. I'm blanking on his name. It's like I'll look it up. But he's apparently like black in the book, and then Jacob Elordi is not black. But I guess I could kind of understand that because there would be like a slavery undertone to it if he was black in the movie, just kind of like how they get connected and stuff, and he's just like a working hand on the farm. So like I could kind of see maybe trying to avoid that in your movie. It's a weird movie. Like it's well shot. Like I really liked the color, the use of colors, the use of fog in the movie. Like I think it was really bright and lively. Like it has all like the little technical things that I really liked about it, but there's just something about it where I was like, this is junk. You know, like I feel like for me and junk food is like I'll go to Walgreens and I'll buy a bag of Smart Food popcorn.
Mm.
And I just felt like that in the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that is how I felt about Wuthering Heights, and I don't I think that's, like, an apt comparison of the movie. I just feel like I felt like junk food. My girlfriend went and saw it with some of her girlfriends, yesterday, actually. She said she cried 3 times during it this time, so she really liked it. And again, I I think it was fun. It's not some, like, grand epic masterpiece. It's just kind of like junk food, and it'll activate the neurons in your brain that go like, "I'm enjoying this. Like, I know I shouldn't, but I'm enjoying this." And that's my take on Wuthering Heights.
It seems like the Emerald Fennell experience because 'cause I've seen her other 2 movies, and Saltburn was a movie where, like, I remember I watched it by myself and just, like, it was one of those movies like, "What the fuck is going on right now? She's licking that shit up in the bathtub now?" That type of shit.
Yeah, I remember seeing I saw Promising Young Woman, but I don't
That
really
was
remember too much
I like
about it.
that, I remember. I thought that was good, but it seems like for now, it seems more in, like, the tepid, like, somewhat timid erotic drama zone right now that's, like,
Yeah,
not
I kind
fully
of feel
committing.
like I feel like it would have been better if it committed. I also understand, like, in the book, like, they basically cut out the second half of the book, and they just kinda ended where, like, the first half of the book, like, climaxes.
Mm,
So Heathcliff is the Jacob Elordi character's name. Um,
yeah.
Heathcliff. So I just and I didn't look that up, I just remembered it. But I feel like our audience probably will not enjoy Wuthering Heights, but if you have a lady and she wants to go to the movies with you, you'll probably have a good time seeing Wuthering Heights. Um, Also, I need to shout out this movie because I also went and saw it in the theater. I saw Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything here. I think it's best if you don't even watch a trailer to go into this movie. I think it's best if you go in blind, not knowing anything. But it's a dumb guy comedy, right? Like that's what this movie is. Um, and it's really inventive filmmaking for comedy. I heard Matt Johnson, the director of the film, he was on Stavros' podcast, Stabby's World, and he was talking about how the plot of this movie is basically celery and the jokes are peanut butter, and the plot is only used there to just support the jokes of the movie. And the plot of this movie will feel familiar. I'll hint with that, but it's just very exact use of fair use laws, like uh, how they're able to get away with some of the things in this movie is kind of mind blowing. And it's just very inventive, creative, and it's hilarious. Like there's a lot of laughs in my theater. I was in an art house theater for this one, and it was completely full.
Mm.
But I definitely recommend checking out
Nirvana,
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
yeah, it's one I wanna check out, but it's not playing at, like, any AMC near me, which is
I feel like
unfortunate.
the word of mouth on it is so strong.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna slowly creep towards you.
Mm.
Like, I feel like the release on it is just getting wider as there's just more demand for this movie because I also feel like audiences have been craving a comedy for a really long time, and we
Yeah,
kinda got
I
it with The Naked Gun, but we haven't gotten, like, a truly original comedy in years in the theater.
mm,
In years, and this is just, like, filling a void in theatrical whole, and
yeah,
hopefully it will inspire studios to just give a couple of filmmakers, like, 10 million bucks and just go make a comedy and come back. Like, just go. Go do
we
something 'cause
I I feel like we're almost getting towards, like, a healing point in the in the theatrical economy where we're now getting, like, more movies that we wouldn't see, like, even 5 years ago. Like, it used to be just, like, strictly, like, superhero movies, and that was it, and, like, maybe, like, your IPs. I feel like slowly we're getting more and more mid-budget movies, and that includes comedies. So,
Yeah, and it feels like right now, like, all the stuff that's in theaters right now is all, like, original stuff or, like, based off of novels. Like, there's no real, like there's no Marvel movie in theaters right now. There's no DC movie. There's no Star Wars. That's coming. Yikes. There's no big IP pictures, and, like, every time I've gone to the movie theater this month, it has been crowded, it has been packed, and I'm
mm,
very thankful to see that because the people yearn for the theater, man. The more
yeah, yeah.
I need to get this off my chest because I've been feeling this way for a while. Fuck AI. I
Yep.
hate it with uh, I hate it. It is the antithesis of the human experience. It is
Mm.
against humanity. I believe it is Satan.
It's
That has come to life. Like I believe it is the devil working magic upon us here.
it's the worst
Reject
thing ever when you're on Twitter and you see those fucking chuds, like, saying shit like, "Oh, like, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise in this, like, AI video I made. Look at it. It's so cool. Like, Hollywood's cooked." It's like, "Fuck off. No." That's, like, one minor aspect of Hollywood. Like, you're not gonna tell me that all of a sudden you can make a great movie because you're able to type in, "I wanna see Brad Pitt fight Tom Cruise on a ledge."
it's action figures being clashed into each other.
Exactly. The one guy I block all these accounts where I see there's one that was like, "Oh, like, I always wanna see the Predator fight the T-8000." It's like, "Okay, there's action figures, that you have when you were kids that could have done that too.
Yeah,
That's what we wanna see." It's just fucking lowest common denominator shit. I hate all of it.
yeah. So I think, and the more and more they're trying to like, I don't know if people have noticed, but they're really trying to shove AI down your throat this year. Like it is
Mhm.
very like if you use any Microsoft product with work, there's autopilot. Google has Gemini. Like all of these companies have invested billions upon billions upon billions of dollars, and it's not producing a profit. and they are desperate to change your habits and desperate to make you hooked to
Mhm.
this technology so they can scrap your data and sell it. That is what they are designed to do. And I am telling you, with every ounce of your fiber, you can fight against it, you can reject it. And the more they try to tell you that, oh, it'll just replace jobs, oh, it'll be great, like you can be replaced by this. Like, I feel like people are more and more rejecting it. This isn't like the .com bubble where it was like, oh, cool, I can use this website and get books delivered to my house. Okay, cool. Like, that's a pretty easy, like, cost benefit
So,
analysis. That's an easy sell. Like, I don't have to go to the store. Oh, I want this rare thing. I'll just buy it online.
like,
Okay,
this
this thing makes sense. This is like trying to come for your soul, for what makes you a human being, for what you want to accomplish in this world and what you stand for. And
yeah, yeah,
I have a microphone and I'm going to use it and I'm going to say reject this with every ounce of your being. Reject it with every ounce of your fiber. It is a lazy tool that is designed to make people feel like they're smart.
yep, exactly.
And I reject it fully and completely. It is destroying the literacy of our youth. It is
Mhm.
it is destroying the people's attention spans. It is destroying everything in this world that is beautiful. It is
Yeah,
harvesting all of our resources. If you wonder why your electric bill's gone up so much, check if you have an AI data center near you because that thing takes up so much water that there's a
yeah,
chance we might run out of clean water because we need to power these AI centers. Fuck that.
yeah, yeah.
Reject AI.
Fuck
Reject
AI,
it.
don't download ChatGPT, don't download any of that bullshit, it's
Rej-
just fucking the worst.
Reject it
Yeah.
and hate it.
Um,
And that's the end of my rant. Tommy,
yeah,
what
so
did you see in the theaters?
I guess this is a good segue into that. I'll touch upon this briefly. I did see Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which if you're like us and you hate AI, then you'll love this movie. It's just like Gore Verbinski's new movie about Sam Rockwell goes into a diner. He tells all these patrons, "Hey, I'm from the future, and I need some of you in this diner to help me fight against AI because the future's going to get bad." And it gets to the point where this movie just has so much good satire against technology and the shit's making us do these days. Like there's scenes where like Sam Rockwell's running in the backyard, and some people are like, "Hey, are those people going to see us?" Like, no, they're on their phones. They're not going to notice us whatsoever. And there's like some scenes where like Michael Pena is a teacher in this movie, and it flashbacks to him in a classroom where every single student is just on their phone on TikTok, not even listening to him, just scrolling over and over and over again. It doesn't feel like out of touch boomer type like satire of technology. It feels like more so like me in the moment where it's at, where like all this stuff, it just will give you exactly what you want, exactly what you need, but you need to fight back against it. So check it out. It's I think one of the most original movies I've seen in a while. I think it's my favorite movie of the year so far. Sam Rockwell's hilarious. Michael Pena's hilarious. The whole cast, it's a good mix of like sci-fi action comedy. And just good to see Gore Verbinski doing an original movie again, or a movie in general. I think it's been like 10 years.
It's been a while since he's done something, and if you're
Yeah.
unfamiliar with Gore Verbinski, you have definitely seen one of his movies. You've definitely seen a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I will still
Yeah.
stand on that. The first one, The Curse of the Black Pearl, is
That one
incredible.
rocks.
That one is an incredible movie. That one will
Yeah.
always slap. Um,
Yeah.
So
And
I guess I need to check that out because it sounds like the kind of movie I will love and agree with its messaging. Because there was also because I heard about this, I didn't watch it. It was that Chris Pratt movie that came out in
Mercy.
January,
Yeah.
Mercy,
Yeah.
which was apparently like a pro AI movie, like, and it was all
Yeah.
funded by
Yeah.
Amazon, and like nobody went to see it, and everybody hated it, and it's like good. Like
Yeah. 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 Had pro AI messaging at the end where it's like, fuck that. Oh, God.
the human spirit cannot be killed. That's
Mm.
all I'll say. About
And real
about
quick, I'll touch upon,
artificial intelligence, AKA it's a bunch of codes. It's not sentient. It is not
at all.
real. So
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
throw away your life to do what these tech companies want you to do.
Don't at all. And I'll touch upon this real quick. We were a sponsor of a double feature over the weekend at the Connecticut Cult Classics and the Strand Theater in Seymour. They did a double feature From Dusk Till Dawn and Near Dark, two really fun vampire movies in like different ways. We covered From Dusk Till Dawn on the podcast before. That was our first episode of Upstairs Steve. But seeing that with a packed crowd, like there's probably 200 people in this theater, was incredible. It was so much fun. It's the type of movie you want to see with like a big rowdy crowd. Like everyone's like has a couple drinks in them. They're getting ready for it. Like they see Cheech Martin on screen talking about the pussy, but we have this pussy, this pussy, this pussy, and everyone's just dying laughing. You hear George Clooney shout out like, "I don't believe in vampires, but what I saw was fucking vampires," and everyone's just getting for it. It's like, hell yeah, let's go. So it was really fucking fun. From Dusk Till Dawn, it's just like a great
Everyone
midnight
tightened up
movie.
when Salma Hayek showed up on the screen.
Everyone started laughing because then all of a sudden Quentin Tarantino starts sucking on those toes, and everyone knows like, of course, that guy wrote who wrote the script is like, hey, you know who'd be great for that part? Me. Yeah, it'd be the amazing Tarantino role. I think that'd be really great in that. There's a funny anecdote that was going around that George Clooney said that during the interview that like Tarantino with him was like, I always thought that me and George Clooney looked like brothers, and George Clooney was like, the fuck is he talking about? So,
Well, we were just on a guest we just guest spotted on the pint, and we were talking about Quentin Tarantino, how he's on all these controversial statements. Like, I
mm,
don't know, there's a part of me that I appreciate the fact that he just says whatever's on his mind. Like, I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff he says, but like
yeah,
I appreciate that he gives no qualms about, like, giving his opinion and staying buttoned up. Like, there's just not enough of those people anymore. Like, everything's so corporate and so PR. Kinda like I only watched the 1st season, but of The Boys, like, where it just that
mm,
felt like, where they had, like, the whole PR staff for, like, the superheroes and, like, how they go about everything. Like, it always feels like that now. So you know what? If you wanna start a beef with someone, Quentin Tarantino, if you wanna start a beef with Paul Dano for no reason, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead. I don't know these people. They both live comfortably in mansions. They'll be fine. I
Yeah, yeah, just go for it. Just
just
they
go for it.
sometimes they deserve that shit. So, that was awesome, and then Near Dark is just a movie that's near and dear to my heart. It's a very, like, ethereal type vampire movie where it has a Tangerine Dream score, which is just, like, really cool, and makes it just feel, like, just otherworldly, and Catherine Bigelow directed it. It's Catherine Bigelow directing Bill Paxton in a neo-Western vampire movie. So, what more do you need than that? So, I think we're gonna cover it on the pod eventually at one point, but it's just really fun and just really just, like, kind of romantic movie too. I think that having Catherine Bigelow in the female eye with the damn really rocks. So, again, we're sponsoring these events now, so come check us out if you were at the event in Rivera, come say hi. Next one they're doing is, remakes of Dawn of the Dead and the remake of Night of the Living Dead. I think that's on April 20th or April 18th. So, come check out the Strand Theater in Seymour. We'll be there. We're co-sponsoring these events. So, yeah,
Yeah, come say
always a
hi.
blast.
Um, this
Tim will be there in spirit.
I will be there in spirit, and if you need to talk to me, I'm available via phone call. Tommy has my number. This is Sleeping with the Enemy.
What's your name? Where you from?
A lot of questions.
She's changed her name, her looks, her life. All to escape the most dangerous man she ever met. Her husband.
Where is she? This is our last chance. I can't live without you, and I won't let you live without me.
Julia Roberts, Sleeping with the Enemy. Rated R. Starts Friday, February 8th at theaters everywhere.
Sleeping with the Enemy is a 1991 American psychological thriller film directed by Joseph Rubin and starring Julia Roberts, Patrick Bergin, and Kevin Anderson. The film is based on Nancy Price's 1987 novel of the same name. Roberts plays a woman who fakes her own death and moves from Cape Cod to Cedar Falls, Iowa to escape her controlling, obsessive, and abusive husband, but finds her peaceful new life interrupted when he discovers her actions and tracks her down. Um, this was a big release, especially for a February movie in the 90s. This is historically when Hollywood just dumps all their junk.
Mm,
January and February. And you take what seemingly is a popular novel, turn it into a movie. You have an established audience already in your hands. There is I would have to do more. Okay. So Tommy, what drew you to throwing this film's hat in the ring? What made you go, we need to cover Sleeping with the Enemy?
honestly, it seemed like a movie I'd find would be fun because, like I said, I love these yuppie thrillers, and this is one that's always been, like, circling my list where I'm like, "I wanna watch this." I saw it was coming up the 35th anniversary this month, and I was like, "All right, it seems like a perfect time to do it. Let's just cover Sleep with the Enemy." I mean, it's funny that this is our follow-up to Casablanca. We covered one of the greatest movies of all time, and now we're following up with Sleeping with the Enemy. So, a fun, like, junkie
as
thriller.
middle of the road movie as you can kind of get here.
Yeah, yeah. There's something about this type of genre and, the type of movie of, like, the girl who's, like, getting, like, abused and stuff like that. Where sometimes in these movies, like, for example, a housemaid that makes you like, "Oh, I can see why she fell for him. And like, he has a little bit of charm he can put on, and then behind the closed doors when he gets even. And while this definitely does happen to some people that people just fall into these relationships, but I feel like this movie, like, didn't make the case for why she ever would have fallen for or not Tom Berenger, Patrick Berenger, Patrick Bergin in the
Patrick
first place.
Bergin, you just
Because he
pulled a
immediately
me,
just seems
Tommy.
evil. Yeah, he immediately just feels like evil, in the first, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, he's having fun hamming it up here. You can really
Oh,
feel it.
god. To the point that, like, I was laughing at some of the things in this movie. I do like that he's kinda almost like a dual protagonist where, like, half of the movie is, like, Julia Roberts getting acclimated into this new town after she escapes from her abusive husband. The other half of the movie is Patrick Bergin, like, trying to track her down. And there's one moment in this movie, it's the reveal that he finds out that, like, how she, like, actually
I,
didn't, like,
you
die.
know,
I think it was so fucking funny to the point that it was almost like a sketch comedy thing where she is successfully, like, gets on this boat and she just, pretends to drown, and Patrick Berger think that she never learned how to swim, but no, but, what he didn't know was she takes swim lessons. How he finds out is someone calls him at his office where he's just, like, depressed and he's, like, not doing anything, and he's just, like, so distraught over his wife dying.
and it's funny too, where it's like she's like the secretary buzzes, and he's like, Martin, we have a call for you. And he's like, I told you to hold all my calls. Oh, this woman knows your wife.
It's like,
Oh,
"I'll
okay,
take it, take it."
okay, then I'll take it.
And this girl, like, who, like, was not even a character in the movie, just a plot device. It's the most contrived
It's
way.
literally a plot device.
It's so contrived, but I loved it, where it's just like, "Yeah, so your wife, she took swimming lessons with me down at the Y." It's like, "What? She never took swimming lessons?" It's like, "Yeah, she did. She took swimming lessons all the time." I was half expecting this woman to also say on the phone, and yeah, she also was a master of disguise and talked about how she was gonna run away to Iowa
I
and
don't know
do this
why
whole
I
thing.
told you this. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and it's funny because like the next scene is like him like tearing up the house for like proof of her existence that she's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
alive. And I guess they had separate bedrooms and bathrooms or some kind of, or she had her own bathroom or whatever. And like everything's covered up. And he's like going through all her files, like taking everything out. And when she escapes, she tries to take off her ring and like flush it down the toilet, but it doesn't flush. We learn that when he's going in there. But like, you could have successfully cut that scene out where it's just like him, like moping around, being sad that his little like abuse puppy is gone and just
Mm.
like going through the thing, like looking in the bathroom, like around, just like smelling her perfume or so. There's just like little ways to do it. I guess that would maybe be against this character, but where it's not this like contrived plot point in the movie, just
It's
like
it's
this
it's
character,
amazing.
like they just got a producer voice to do it. Like just like it's just crazy. It's so out of left field how he finds
And
out that his
and
wife
it's
is still
amazing.
alive.
It's amazing how they play the moment too. I think that this is a movie that, like, if we saw this with, like, in our buddy's basement, we would have been like hooting and hollering. We'd been like, "Hell yeah, let's go!" To the point where I was like, "Oh, let's go, movie." Where like all of a sudden it crash zooms on his face as the camera starts spinning around and he starts running around. What do you mean she took swimming lessons? I didn't know she took swimming lessons.
Yeah,
And
and it's also funny too, like when he goes to the retirement home that the mom is in, that he's like using as like a trap to find her, and
mm,
like he's just going up to nurses and just like being like, "Hey, can you help me?" And then just gives the longest winded like reason to be like, "Hey, so I'm looking for a woman. She's gonna come visit this person, but I can't see her. I just would like to surprise her. Is that okay?" And like everybody's just like, "Yeah, okay,
there's
sure."
like
It's like,
no security at this place at
well,
all.
it's not even. I'm not. It's a retirement home in Iowa. There shouldn't be a
Yeah.
need for this kind of security, but it does feel like if somebody's coming to me and just giving this, like, long-winded excuse instead of just being like, "Hey, I'm looking for this person. Can you just give me a call if they pop in?" No, no need for a message. I just wanna I would just like to know if they're here or whatever. Like, this is my number. This is where you can reach me. Like, I feel like that works so much better. Also, it was weird when he goes into the room with the mom and pretends to be the police officer. I guess h the mother who is blind now, I guess, had never met the husband.
Yeah, yeah, they
Like,
never
couldn't piece together the voice.
it's like all the different reveals in this movie are just so funny where, like, he keeps on finding out random new shit about his wife, or, like, his wife in the beginning of the movie, Julie Roberts, is like, "Oh, like, you wouldn't let me attend my mom's funeral." And it's like, "Well, honey, if you told me, I would have let you, done it, but you acted up that weekend," or something. Some, like,
And then
awful
we had one of our little disputes, and you know how much I don't take pleasure in our little disputes. And, like,
and then he goes to the fucking, like, I don't know, like, one of the old nursing homes she was at, and he's like, "Actually, she didn't die. She just, like, went away, and, like, she took her out." And he's like, "Wait, what?"
yeah, well, how did he ho and, like, that's I guess another kind of, like, plot hole for someone this controlling. How did she fly to Minneapolis and then drive her mom to, like, Cedar Falls, Iowa, and then get
Mm,
back and not take a beating for it? Maybe she did, I don't know, but it's just that doesn't
mm.
seem like something like some and or, like, I get the movie, right? Like, the wife's
You
alive,
need to
he's
find a
going to
way.
hunt he's you need to make the movie, you need to make the story happen. I get it, but, like, if you're in Minneapolis and you fear for your life and your mother's life, like, I don't know, maybe get in that car and just go anywhere else, like, just why go back at that point also?
At that point, yeah, she could just started her journey right there instead of, like, doing this whole thing.
So funny too, like, the way he like there's something off about this relationship at the start of the movie, and you definitely feel it. Like, Patrick Bergin's performance gives it off, where, like, she's like picking clams on the beach, like radiating beauty, femininity, like, oh, we're gonna make a
It's
clam
prime
pie or
Julia
whatever.
Roberts.
Prime Julia Roberts right there. And he's like, "Oh, I have a meeting. Oh, I can cancel it." And then she like hugs him and gets on his suit, and like he's like, "Oh, it's okay. I can change." But like there's something about his like vocal tone and dial like the way he talks that you're just like there's something off about this guy. Then they go to a party, and then they go back
Or
and
just
they make love, and he puts on the theme from The Shining, the dun 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 dun, which I don't know
amazing
about
runner.
you, Tommy, but not exactly on the playlist. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah. It's so funny because, like, even, like, if you take away the whole abusive thing, I think any girl's reaction would just be, like, dead face, like, "Where we seriously having sex with us right now?"
Yeah, and
Because
it's just, like, it's so on the nose too, like, it's so,
well,
like
there is fun little filmmaking tricks, like, I like in, the moment where she's like, "Well, I wanna wear this red dress because, like, what if I wear the black dress and, like, there's a chilly night or something like that?"
yeah,
It's
and then
like,
he's
"No,
she
no," and then it cuts immediately to transitions immediately to her wearing the black dress where it's like, "This dude doesn't give a shit what she thinks whatsoever."
yeah,
It's like what he wants.
but at the beginning, she's like and, like, we see, like, little details of their life where, everything has to be perfect, like, the cans in the cupboard have to be aligned perfectly, the towels have to
Mm.
be, like, aligned perfectly, and there's a moment where he takes her and, like, shows her how it's right, but he hasn't, like, done anything to her yet. Then he goes and, sees his neighbor with a boat, they start chatting it up, and,
Which is
like, he's like, "The new
wild.
neighbor." This is wild, this is so wild, and he goes, he he's like, "Oh, wow, saw your house, it's the nicest house on the beach. I saw your wife up there, you're a lucky man." And then he's like, comes in and he's like, "I was talking to the neighbor. When did you let the neighbor in our house?" He's like, I don't know who you're talking about." And she's just like, "Why do you have to humiliate me?" And just like starts wailing on her.
Mm.
I was like, what? Like, again, it's like a story thing where it's like, of all the things that could make him do this, like, I understand like the jealousy side of things, like, oh, she was looking at another man, God forbid. But it's like, okay,
Again,
okay.
feels a little
Let
contrived.
me rephrase. I don't understand any of wanting to harm your partner like that. I need that clear.
To
I
be
need
clear,
that
yeah,
to be I need
we
that
do
to
not
be
condone that.
we do not condone that on Haven't Seen It. We're anti-Nazi and we're anti-domestic abuse. Okay, we're just throwing it out there. We're on the record saying that. But it just feels very contrived versus like
Well,
I go like just doing something creative where
s
like
speaking of contrived, like, can we talk about the neighbor? Like, what neighbor is like, "Hey, new neighbor I've never met before, wanna come out on my boat on, like, in the middle of a sailing trip in the middle of the night?" Like, wouldn't that be fun? Like, "Hey, guy I don't even know
that
if I
I
can
get
trust."
that I get.
I
No,
guess it's a yuppie thing, where it's just
that
like,
is
"Ah, fuck
that's
it."
a yuppie thing where it's like the guy lives next to you. He's got this $1 million house. Okay, like yeah, oh, you got a passion. Oh, my wife doesn't like the ocean, so but I try to get her out there. I always make sure I'll have a nice conversation with her, and it's like it would have made sense if like honestly like instead of like this control like if you needed to have a scene and in this kind of story you do where he physically harms her
Yeah, you need to show it,
you
yeah.
need to show it um but it would make more sense where he's like, oh, Kevin invited us out on the boat, we're going. She's like, no, like I don't want to go, I don't want to do that, and they actually get into like a fight over that where he like loses his temper.
Mm.
Where it's like that's much less contrived because that's just like based is off a plot point versus like this guy just imagining a fantasy. And I get, the guy
Well,
is
it shows also the
deranged.
guy.
He's
Yeah,
deranged.
you have to show the guy's psycho in a way where, like, he's, perceiving these slights
Well,
against
I
him.
feel like
And
hitting your wife for any reason is a sign of
yeah,
you being a psycho. But it just like everything in this felt very contrived, and it's a
mm,
real credit to Patrick Bergin because like he just makes him so like
you love to hate him in a way.
yeah, like, yuppie he's so yuppie evil in this kind of, like, chick thriller that it's, like, compelling to keep watching him.
It's
Uh,
like you could see, like, the bones of, like, every Lifetime movie off this movie.
yeah. Every TV movie, like, you can feel that they're pulling from the soaps here, like, it
Mm,
has all of those, like, heartbeats in there. But it's still, like it's still a good time until we get to Iowa, which
yeah, yeah,
I've been to Iowa multiple times. I did love the scene in the where she's driving through the town square, and I was like, "That's Iowa."
well,
That's what a small town Iowa town square looks like.
there are these little moments where, like, you get to, like, see, like, the movie star Julie Roberts gets to be, and I think the, best version of that in this movie is when she's just on the bus and her, like she gets a wig that makes her look like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, first of all.
Yes.
That's one thing I saw, I was like, "Oh, she's going for the Uma Thurman."
What if that's where,
Tarantino got
Tarantino
the inspiration.
got the inspiration?
Yeah,
He would never admit that.
you never admit it, but in that scene where she's talking to a woman on the bus and she's basically like third person being like, "I know a girl that like escaped from an abusive relationship," and you're just like, "Okay, let's just see Julia Roberts, the movie star, act like a great scene in this random movie
With
for
this
a moment."
random woman sharing an apple,
Yeah,
and
and it's just
I
it,
did like the line there too where the woman's like, "Are you okay?" Because like, she can
mm,
tell immediately, like,
yeah,
"I
like,
you're talking about you," and she's like, they're a coward," and she's like, "You're not a coward for running away from that." Like,
yeah.
it was a nice little moment there. Uh,
Mm. But there's a part in this movie though, once she's like fully in Iowa, it just feels like the movie just like grinds to a halt, at least with her scenes. Where like her relationship with this Ben guy, Ben, I think is just a wet
played by
blanket of a
Kevin
character,
Anderson.
just like forgettable. It's just like,
Yeah.
I know that you need to have like another love interest in these types of movies and stuff like that, but I almost wouldn't better about. But it's just like a whole random thing, and it's like the insane this movie, where it's just like banal. It's like okay, first of all, I was pissed off to find out that the house she rented was only $700 a month. With even if inflation, that's like 1,700 a month. I was like, fucking hell, 90s boomers had it easy.
No, dude,
um,
dude, you could do that in Cedar Falls, Iowa.
that's true. That's true. If I want to go to Iowa, that's the other fact of it. But it's just I love
Hey,
it.
Iowa's a great place. We're not shooting down Iowa. Wonderful people.
Yeah, yeah. So there's I think one of the most insane parts of this whole movie is Patrick Bergin finds out that Ben is like a theater director at like
Oh,
this
yeah.
college in Cedar Halls, and he goes inside a car to some random teacher, random professor, and thinks it's the guy. And he puts the gun like, "I know who the fuck you are," and he's like, "No, I'm not that guy. Like, I think I have the wrong guy. I'm gay." And he's like, "Oh, well, Don't tell anyone else about this.
Or you or your gentleman friend will meet the end. It's like so
It was
cartoon.
so wild. It was so, like literally like Patrick Bergin was practically twirling his mustache throughout this movie. And what a mustache it was. So Patrick Bergin in this movie is practically just like twirling his mustache. I think he's having the time of his life playing the villain because all these things where he's got these insane moments of like, where he's just like, he's breaking into a car going in. He's like about to suffocate the mom, one point, Julia Roberts' mom. And it makes her just a compelling villain. That's why I love to see him. Where like anytime he was on screen in this movie, I was like, okay, we're back to Patrick Bergin. This guy's a piece of shit, but he's given a really compelling villain performance here.
Yeah. Also, to your point there's also that like crazy scene where he hires private detectives to go find his where the mother was moved to, what nursing home she was moved to, and like the private investigator's like, well, I can have my top men on it, but it's gonna cost you. And Patrick Bergen's just standing there, like walking around and just like, and I'll give 10,000 to the man who finds her first, and 10,000 to you. And it's just like he's just like so over the top with these things, like
It's amazing, and is that a plot point that gets dropped? I don't think we like saw the private investigator once.
no, we
like,
didn't,
after
because then it cuts to Patrick Bergen's shoe in the nursing home, like, and he's just like constantly visiting the mother in in the nursing home like multiple times, and he's just like hanging around this nursing home, and it's not raising like any alarm bells at all. That there's just like random guy in a suit here, like, well, he's in a suit, so like you can't. There's nothing wrong with a guy in a suit. Come on now, Tommy.
Of course, yeah, not at all.
So it's
And
just like it's like these little like contrivances, but it like it works to add humor to the movie where there
I think
shouldn't be, you know?
I think his reactions are just like great in this movie too. Where like when he finally finds Julia Roberts with Ben at like the amusement park, and like they
Oh,
cut on
yeah.
they zoom in on his face and just his mustache just growling.
Oh,
I
can we
started
just
to die laughing.
can we just say he enters the Tom Selleck Hall of Fame of mustaches in
Oh yeah,
the honorary Tom Selleck Hall of Fame list in this movie with that mustache. It is unbelievable. It's like inspirational. This inspired men everywhere to have mustaches. Like that thing belongs in the Louvre. It belongs in Buffalo Wild Wings
I was
and
watching this with my
Applebee's.
girlfriend, and she was like, "Just so you know, I hate mustaches." And I was like, "Okay, noted." But
See,
again,
my
it's just like
girlfriend likes the beard that I have, but she does not like when I have a mustache. But because like if it was I would just want to have a mustache. My dad had a mustache for I don't know, close to 30 odd years or something like that, and
mm,
I love a mustache, man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like a man's in his natural habitat with a mustache.
I
Maybe
feel
the
you. I think that there's something with the crazy eyes that Patrick Bergin has mixed with his mustache. It just makes a great villain performance. I think that's what you need. You see a good mustache, and you can almost see him with like a top hat on, and just
yeah.
like tying someone up to a railroad tracks. That's how like over the top cartoonish Patrick Bergin in this movie. But I think it fits. I think you need something that like devilish in this movie. In a movie that's like trying to be serious when Julia Roberts, but when it's Patrick Bergin, it's like, all right, well, he's gonna try and like suffocate the mom with a pillow. And of course, at the last second, a nurse pops in and stops him from doing it. And then he's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I guess I can't kill her now."
Yeah. And yeah, so I think we kind of like grazed over Ben, and I feel like we should be talking about his character more. Like, what? Because like I think we both agree, like that plot point just like didn't work. Do you think it was all chemistry that didn't make it work, or do you just like for me it just like we only got like a little bit of info on the character, which was oh like I went to New York to be an actor, but the closest I ever got was being a bartender at a bar. And I sometimes wonder if I left too soon, but sometimes I feel like I made the greatest decision of my life moving here. And like that's it. That's all we know about this guy.
I
And I
think that I think that's the case of like he is in the version of the movie that doesn't have Julia Roberts, if that makes sense. Where like when you have this guy, Kevin, what's his name?
Kevin
Um,
Anderson.
Kevin Anderson mixed up with Julia Roberts, who's like pretty much like about to like break into the A list. She just came out Pretty Woman the year before. This is her follow up project. She is like putting the effort right here. It's like almost like having like Michael Jordan go up against like a fucking like high school basketball act or something like that. It's like, all right, like you're gonna pale in comparison. You just can't compete. And like if they had like someone that was like, I don't know, maybe like slightly better well known or like it's a better actor at the
I
time.
don't think I just like I guess I just needed like a little like I actually liked his introduction scene where she getting out of the shower and he's singing in the backyard with the hose. It's like,
Mm.
oh, okay, this guy's like a little kooky, but then we never really see that kookiness again. And
It's bland character. It's just like, yeah, nothing part kind of. Right.
and then it's just like his character the rest of the time is like, you don't need to tell me what happened, but I'm here for you. Like that's just like that guy, the character, the movie.
Mm.
And then even at the end of the movie, like he does nothing in the final scene where when Patrick Bergin breaks into the house and like
Well,
she like is like hinting to him being like, I can't have you over now. Bye. Like
there's a gun to
flashing
my
with her
face.
eyes. They're come to my
Yeah,
face, and then he like breaks the door down and just like immediately gets walloped.
I
It's like
mean,
you know what? He's a theater guy. Like I get it. Like probably not going to stand up to Patrick Bergin in that
well,
situation.
also in this type of movie, you need Julie Roberts to be the one that takes out Patrick Bergin. If it was
Yeah,
just like him,
of course.
him, ta- if,
It's a lady thriller. Of course.
exactly. If it was Kevin Anderson like taking him out in the end, it wouldn't have been the same impact. I think that
No.
also, in if we talk about like this movie, just knows how to play the pulpiness of it. Where
Hmm.
I just love the final scene of this, where she's on the phone, she got the gun from Patrick Bergin somehow, and all of a sudden he's telling her like, "Oh, like honey, we could just like forget about all
He
of
she
this and go
kicks him in the
away."
she kicks him in the balls.
Which they do a slow mo on it, which is so funny.
Out of nowhere. There's no slow mo
Yeah,
in the
it's
movie
the
at
only
all.
part of the slow mo, just when he gets kicked in the balls, where it's like, yeah, you want to see that slow mo Patrick Bergin, don't you?
It's like,
And then,
but it's like weird because it's just like he's the most compelling character throughout the movie. So you like, even though he's the bad guy and you don't want him to win, you're just like, oh man, like, oh, just, oh,
well,
you know,
and
it's
they
that
give him
situation.
a worthy send off, where like all of a sudden, what happens is basically like the gun gets taken from him after that, and then Julie Roberts on the phone. She's like, "I'm calling the police." He's like, "Oh no, honey, come on, like we can do like we can forget all about this. We can just like blame on the Kevin guy, and just go away, and we can go back things back to normal." And just call the police and like tell them to come and like we'll have us all taken care of. And then Julie Roberts is on the phone with the police officer, and she said, 911 operator, and it's like, after report, I just killed a person. And immediately shoots Patrick Bergin.
I just killed an intruder in my home.
Yeah, and
Boom,
it
boom,
shoots Patrick
boom.
Bergin. And Patrick Bergin's like fucking Jason Voorhees in the end, where he takes like 3 or 4
Dude, it
shots
made me
to the
think of
chest.
it made me think of Scream, where it's like there's
Yeah.
always the fake out at the end of the movie where the killer comes alive, and then like Sidney Prescott goes, "Not in my movie." And then in this one, he like literally just comes back to life with the gun and then shoots. Oops, there's no more bullets left.
He's
Dies,
dead.
and then they're like hugging, and it just like camera moves back and just like slowly like cuts to the finger of the two rings like right there, and we cut to black on Sleeping with the Enemy. Yeah, it's just it's like it's weird because this movie's like over the top in one half of the movie, and then in the other half it's so dull that it's just like it's missing a little spice in the
It's
Iowa stuff.
Yeah, I think if you had like some better chemistry between the two of them, because like there's like almost where it could have worked, like the brown eyed girl scene, like Julia Roberts is great in that scene, but
Oh yeah, it's the pretty
then
woman trying on clothes scene.
yeah, literally, it's just like, let's give, like, a famous pop song in it, and we're good, and there, you have your star. I also think the direction isn't anything really to take home. I mean, Joseph Rubin, he's mostly known for, like he did Dreamscape and The Stepfather, which are fun movies, but not, like, your A-list movies and stuff like that, and you
Yeah.
kinda see in the direction. I think that, if you had more Patrick Bergin or just, like, and more stuff to do in Iowa, this movie would have been a classic. Instead, it's just a fun pulp movie where you just laugh at the stupid shit that Patrick Bergin's doing.
Star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
All right, Tommy, who is the star of the show? Who gave the best performance? Uh,
Um,
it's wild, right? In this
yeah, yeah.
Julia Roberts led
Oh,
vehicle that you're gonna go Patrick Bergin because I'm going Patrick Bergin here. Like, that was like just one of the funnest camp performances because like if he was not in this movie and it was someone lesser, this movie would have been so boring and so
eh,
dull that I like would have struggled to stay awake during it.
Yeah, I think it's Patrick Bergin. I mean, Julia Roberts has some fun moments in this, some good acting moments, but, you need the Patrick Bergin character. You need, like, just a compelling villain, and he gives it. I love this movie gives a theme song to its killer, and it's like the score from The Shining.
Yeah, the
To
sort of
the
the
point
dun
when he
dun
breaks into the
dun.
apartment, into Julia Roberts' house, and you just hear that score, I was cackling. I was like, "Oh, he's coming. Shit,
I
Julia
love that
Roberts."
his theme song is just like the most evil shit you've ever heard. Like that's just the
Yeah.
sound of his evilness, like masquerading across the screen. It's just so funny that that's the moment that they decided to give to like what they like it's over the top. It's so on the nose. It's very fun. Like not even like a hint. It's not like Jerry Goldsmith, which the score in this movie was good. The
This
score in
movie
the
had no business with a Jerry Goldsmith score. Like,
zero.
it did not deserve it, but I think that it elevates the thing. It's like we used to give so much care to our, like, our '90s thrillers and, like, our, like, B movies kind of, where, like, all of a sudden it's like, "Okay, so this movie, Julia Roberts is in it, and, Jerry Goldsmith's doing the score." For those of you who don't know, Jerry Goldsmith did, like, fucking, like, Basic Instinct and, like, Gremlins, Air Force One, Mulan, Rudy the Mummy. He was, like, one of the best composers of all time, and then here he is just doing a pedestrian run the road thriller, but I think that he makes this movie, like, more watchable than it should be.
Yeah,
It's just
for sure, for sure.
mm,
The rough
like you're
cuts of this movie must have been painful to sit through.
oh god, yeah, without music, just take me out. But like you were saying earlier, with Patrick Bergin, without him, this movie just would've been a bore.
It would have been such a it might have actually altered the career of Julia Roberts where, like, her follow-up just really not being that even though, "Oh, she's good in it, but the movie just really sucks." Like, at that time, like, that can really hurt a rising star,
Mm,
to get, like, a stinker. And like we mentioned, this movie made a bunch of money, and maybe just with its built-in audience, it would have done okay, but, like, having a solid performance where it's like she can clearly carry just, like, a run-of-the-mill movie, and then you put Patrick Bergin in there to just kinda ham it up all the way. It's one of those things where you kinda have you look at the material now and you go, "Oh, okay," like, she not taking away from Julia Roberts' talents or skill as a movie star and as an actress, but, if this movie doesn't land, does she get to Notting Hill? Does she get to Oceans? Does she get to all these things, to Aaron Brockovich, to all these great films that just elevated that made her a true A-list star, if this movie kind of folds? Because that is usually the biggest test for a movie star. What do you do after the big one?
yeah, yeah,
I've seen
exactly.
Entourage. I know how it goes. What do you do after Aquaman? Okay, it's important.
I mean, chances are she would've been fine because her next movie after this was Hook in the same year, and she probably already filmed at that point. But still, I think that, like you said, you need it, and this is, like, a thing where, like, this probably would have been playing on TBS, like, in TNT all the time in, like, the
No,
late 2000s if it wasn't for Patrick Bergin being a compelling villain. It would've just been like, I could definitely see this being a cable classic because I could definitely be like, "Oh, they're about to do the scene where Patrick Bergin, like, finds out that
in the
Julia Roberts."
in the scene in the nursing home, yeah, I'm seated. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we're done with all the boring Iowa stuff. Okay, I'll stay here. And
Yeah.
then and then yeah, like it does work well in that kind of format. But yeah, it just I really loved his performance in this. I can't believe it feels like I feel like he just got the most to work with out of the script and in the
Mm,
character because he's kind of like the only one doing things. Like she's just hiding,
mm.
you know, just
It's basically like she's just waiting for Patrick Bergin to show up again,
yeah, which isn't
and
just another where like the script feels contrived, where it's like she moved to the middle of nowhere and somehow still like he's able to find her that easily. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, okay, yeah,
the guy's a private has a private investigating team that we never see again. So you
yeah.
almost would have. I feel like in a better version of this movie, you would have had like more hints of like her coming out. Also, we didn't mention this part, the part where Julia Roberts dresses up as a man
Oh
in
yeah,
disguise, which is a great theater little thing where like they get little fun suspense things where like she's at the water fountain and Patrick Bergen's sitting
but they don't
right
see each
behind her.
other.
They don't, yeah, they didn't notice each other. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
So
just fun, compelling little moments like that too in the
but
movie.
you would have almost thought there'd have been a version where, like, all of a sudden, like, midway through the movie, like, when the prime investigator sees her and she tries to run away and, like, tells, like, uh, Kevin being like, "Oh, like this happened to me and all this, like so we gotta walk away." But instead, it's just like almost like a pressure cooker, but in a way, a one-sided pressure cooker, just for Patrick Bergin to see them. Or she 'cause
100.
she thinks up until, like, Patrick Bergin's in her house that she got away.
Yeah,
She yeah, it was until the last 10 minutes of the movie, she's like, "Oh, wait, no, I didn't fully get away."
no.
Ah, are you ready, comedy partner? Waka waka.
Miss Piggy, Patrick Bergin in Sleeping with the Enemy.
Just immediately, like, flip it. I think that can work. I think that work. Kermit
And
is the one that runs away.
Kermit's the neighbor. Patrick, you keep Patrick Bergin in this, and then I'm just picturing at the end, like, instead of like kicking in the balls, you just get like the classic Piggy, yeah,
Hi-ya!
with the karate chop, and you got a movie. You got a movie made, ladies and gentlemen.
Right there, right I thought you were saying Miss Piggy would be Patrick Bergin.
No, no, no. I'm saying you keep Patrick Bergin because
Okay,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
real Muppets that I could see like being like serial killer, abusive husband. So just keep that guy, and then just Piggy and Kermit. And Kermit's the farm boy in Iowa. All right, review time, Tommy. Give me your score out of 5.
I think this is a fun movie. I'm glad we cover this because sometimes we need to cover some trash. And this movie is chock full of some trash from Patrick Bergin. Oh, great villain performance.
Great
But
villain performance.
the rest of the movie, I feel like pales in comparison. I feel like the script is very contrived, but in a fun way. We're like, okay, yeah, let's go, movie. Like you, you, you find out by a
It's
cell phone.
campy. It's campy.
Yeah, it's campy as hell. I'm gonna go like a 2.5 out of 5 because I think
Yeah.
once it gets to the Iowa stuff, it just drags. It's
Uh,
just not
For a
compelling.
90-minute movie, a 90-minute
And,
movie should never feel
and
like it's dragging.
but also, yeah, just to mention, Jerry Goldsmith core does rock, and Julia Roberts does give a good performance. But it feels like those three elements are good: Patrick Bergin, Julia Roberts, and Jerry Goldsmith. But otherwise, there's not that much to write home about this movie.
Yeah, this is the most 2.5 out of 5 movie ever made. Like
Yeah.
like on the bell curve out of 5, Sleeping with the Enemy is just right in the middle. It's
Mhm.
just like that. Like that's the indicator, and everything is either it's just everything is worse or better than that, and this is just sitting right in the middle. It's funny. After the movie, I looked on Letterboxd, and of the people that I follow who have it, everybody had given it a 2.5 out of 5 review on there.
Oh yeah.
So it's just this is the middle of the bell curve. Really great score. Patrick Bergin, fantastic. Julia Roberts, fantastic. Just parts in it where it really drags and feels
Mm.
really contrived. Not to repeat what Tommy said, but it's the most 2.5 out of 5 movie. Have some friends over, drink some beers. You'll probably have a few laughs at the movie. Uh, it's a good time. It's a good time. Go see it.
Yeah, it's like a
Or don't.
2.5 out of 5, but like a 4 out of 5 of fun.
No, we're not
No,
adding it. We're
not
not
not even
adding a
that.
second. We're not adding a second scale. I
Not even
reject it.
that.
I reject your hypothesis. We're not
Okay,
adding a fun scale. Sorry, Tom.
okay, yeah,
I like the swing. It was just a miss.
okay.
All right, Tommy. Any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
Well, we do have to mention our sponsors. We are sponsored by Old Glory. So if you're like me and you like wearing band t-shirts and you like wearing fucking movie t-shirts, then Old Glory is the place for you. Oldglory.com. You can get stuff like everything from like Back to the Future, Big Lebowski, like The Office shirts, Walking Dead, and you can also get like your typical band t-shirts. You can pick up like Black Sabbath, Metallica, your AC/DC. They have a great like roster of like t-shirts and merch and stuff like that. So check it out. Use the promo code SCENEIT at checkout for 15% off at oldglory.com. And also CT Cult Classics. Come check out their events. They're doing Friday 13th Part 8 on March 13th because there's 3 Friday 13th this year. So guess what we're going to be covering at one point this year, Friday 13th. So timing up.
We have to
We'll cover
cover
one of
like we have to cover like 3 of them. They're nothing burger movies.
well,
There's nothing
we're
to
gonna
talk about in them.
we already passed the Friday 13th like 2 weeks ago, so I spared you there, and I'm gonna spare you next month, and I'll wait until November 13th. We'll cover part 6. So unless you've seen that one already, you might
I might say
possibly.
I've seen them all just so we don't have to cover it. could lie.
Or we'll
I
cover
could
Freddy
love.
versus Jason, and we'll just get
I've
drunk and
seen it.
just
Seen it.
okay. You seen Freddy versus Jason?
I've definitely seen. Definitely for sure.
Yeah, totally. So, but
Next time
anyways,
you suggest, I've seen 5 of those things, and the 2 that are supposed to be good are not good. So I don't.
there's a sliding scale for like good for a Friday the 13th movie, but they also do Rock of a Crowd because speaking of movies I've seen recently, The Strand also did Friday the 13th Part 7 like a week and a half ago, and that with a crowd is just fucking hilarious because everyone's just cracking jokes. Everyone's like, "This movie's shit," but let's just like make fun of it. So that's the type of like crowd that's fun to be in a movie theater sometimes. When everyone just realizes like we're watching a piece of shit. So, but anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow us on social media. That's at SCENEIT Pod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and we're also on Blue Sky at podscenic.bluesky.social. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Helps us out, helps us grow the show. And next month we're doing a theme month. It's movies that had more iconic soundtracks than the movie themselves. So we're kicking it off with Judgment Night, a 1990s movie with Emilio Estevez, Dennis Leary, Cuba Gooding Jr. Upstairs Steve is going to come on. It's fun. The soundtrack is insane, which we'll cover. We're also doing Saturday Night Fever. We're going to do Boomerang too. So that's our soundtrack month right there. So check us out at CinePod.
And thank you all so much for listening. We will see you next week.